This is the year of the final push. Stay tuned to find out more of what I'm talking about. Cura, 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 cura corazón. Cura, cura, cura. Namaste, beautiful soul. Welcome to the Blooming Lotus Healing Channel. My name is Jikara and I'm a spiritual healing facilitator. And today we're going to talk about the cosmic alignment that is happening today, January 25th of 2025. So we all know that for the past couple of years, we've been dealing with a lot of transformative energy, a lot of shift, a lot of upheaval. And this year is not different from the years prior. Actually, things are finally coming to a head. This year, we are dealing with a lot of shifts that are pushing us ahead into creating the new reality, the new earth. And in order for us to go through this process, we have to go through what I like to call a great collective and individual purge. So if you've been avoiding doing any of the work that you were meant to do for the past couple of years, then this year is your final push. And so, if you want to learn a little bit more about what to do and what to expect for this year, then make sure that you stay tuned. In case you don't know what's going on energetically, especially at the astrological events, I want to kind of cover a little bit of that. Even though I'm not an astrologer, I work in the Akashic Records and I do the work from that higher perspective, but we don't exist in a vacuum. All of these planets shifts that happen are influencing us in some shape or form. So it's important for us to stay informed in regards to what's happening in the planetary aspect, or at least have a sense of understanding of why things are in upheaval in our within internally or externally in our lives. So the first thing that we want to consider is that we did receive the new year with Mars in retrograde. So if you were feeling a lot of intense energy, especially around conflict or anger or any energies or situations that may have brought this into the surface, then we are continuing to experience these energies in our collective until February 23rd. So just keep in mind that in regards to that planetary retrograde experience, this is going to show up differently for everyone. I can only speak from my own experience and for what I have observed with clients as well as people, friends, family, where they have mentioned how they've been going through ups and downs emotionally. And a lot of people have been feeling either feeling down or almost feeling like you're going into these highs and these lows. All this means is that you are experiencing all of the shifts and the transformations that are happening at the subconscious level specifically for you. And so at the collective level, whoever is not taking the time to really ground and connect with what they're experiencing, then those of us who are a little bit more sensitive to the energies, then it is sort of our job to feel that. So if you've been feeling sort of like all of a sudden sad, all of a sudden depressed, and then all of a sudden you're feeling this like surge of really good energy, this just means that you are processing subconscious emotions that needed to be brought into the surface. You may not have memories necessarily attached to these, but you're still going to feel the emotional aspect of it. So just keep in mind that this part of the journey is normal, right? And I want to sort of like bring this conversation forward into normalizing this, because especially right now with all these planetary changes, it's just really intense. So I know that I talked about Mars retrograde, but then we also have the nodal shifts, right? We had our North Node as the collective shifted into Pisces, and the South Node shifted into Virgo. What that means for us is that we're being invited to kind of walk away from self deprecating ways or judgmental ways, being too hard on ourselves, and bringing more of that dreamer energy, more of that compassionate and loving and embracing sort of energy into our lives. So if you are feeling like you are having an upheaval of negative thoughts or negative, especially about yourself or even judgment around others, and you're noticing that's a little higher for you than usual, just know that that's part of what you're releasing this year. Is you're working away from that, from the shadows, right, of Virgo. And I would recommend that you look at the shadows of Virgo in general so that you can see how they are represented in your own life. And then also looking at the light side of Pisces and see how you can move closer and lean into those actions that will bring you closer to that. The reason why I'm recording this today is because today there's a huge planetary alignment. And this planetary alignment is truly a very powerful one because it's sort of working as a beautiful portal of manifestation. And so we have 6 planets that are aligning today, or that have been coming into alignment today. And I created a collective clearing for this on my new channel, the Akashic Records channel. If you want to check it out, you can go there and listen to the clearing. It's already out and it's completely free. You can just listen to it as many times as you need. The idea is to help you neutralize the energies of the planets, whatever it is that is sort of like out of alignment for you, so that you can be in alignment with your soul. So really what we're being called to this specific year, with starting this year with this planetary alignment, is to kind of bring forth new beginnings, right? Like we're closing a huge cycle right now, and we're entering into this new era, not only individually but also as a collective, right? And this cycle is actually something greater than just the 1 year, right? It's a greater collective cycle that we've been on. And now we are being invited to kind of bring that new energy into our life. Like new opportunities may show up for you. You may have inspirations come through in regards to new projects, or maybe making changes, maybe moving, maybe making like big shifts in your life. And that is because you're closing a cycle of lessons and you're going into a new cycle of bringing forth where you meant to be aligned on this lifetime. So the planets that are involved are the planets of Venus, Mars, we got Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus. So those are the planets that are playing a role here. And so for Venus and Mars, which is associated with love, right? Venus is associated with love, and Mars is associated with action. This alignment really signifies new relationships, right? Like giving yourself the opportunity to bring or rejuvenate your relationships, bring shifts in your current relationships, or even end relationships, so they can bring in new connections into your life, as well as setting intentions that are related to your heart, right? So maybe at this time you are ready to do things differently. Maybe you're noticing this pattern in your life where you're like, okay, I've been doing things a certain way and they haven't been working out for me, so let me see if I can take some actions in the matters of my relationships and my love life that will bring more of the outcome that I desire in my heart, right? Then the other thing that we want to consider as well is that Jupiter and Saturn are kind of working together as a way of helping you expand, but in a way that is structured. So we got Saturn, which is very disciplined, and then we have Jupiter, which is all about like, let's just expand and bring this energy outward into everything and everyone. And so these 2 planets are really helping you to bring forth a new project into reality, especially working on this year into 2026. Then the energy of Saturn is going to help you bring that discipline, that consistency, that hard work into a project, right? And the energy of Jupiter is going to help expand that, right? Like whatever resources that you may need will be helping you with that. So this is the time for you to really set intentions for the new year. This is really the best time. I know that we talk about like the first of the year, or the 31st into the first, but really this is a time where you really want to take advantage of this portal. Know that there's also a lot of purging that we're doing. I know personally I have experienced that, where it's been difficult to kind of see beyond that because we're processing a lot of emotional upheaval as well. So try to give yourself the space to feel the upheaval, but then also remember that there is a north, right? There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and we want to also keep our eyes towards that light at the end of the tunnel. So if you're struggling right now, just know I am sending you so much love your way. I understand it's difficult, but just know that at this time, it's like important and imperative that you align yourself with where you want to be and where you see yourself moving forward, how you feel more aligned, what makes you happy and excited. And so that brings me into the energy of Neptune and Uranus, which the planet of Neptune is linked to intuition and to our dreams. And then we have the energy of innovation and really more introspection and more aligned creative expression. Whatever you are bringing into your life moving forward, is really inspired by the energy of Neptune, right? Like, what are your dreams? And I think that a lot of times we forget to give ourselves permission to dream big, or to give ourselves the opportunity to even inspire ourselves to do something outside of like our status quo. And part of it is because we've been living in this energy of survival for so long, we don't know how to get out of that. Like, the majority of the world is really in this energy of survival, and this is a time for us to really break away from that. If we're going to come together as a human race, we want to bring innovation and aligned action with what we're really meant to be doing on this planet, right? And so keep that in mind. So this is a time for you to sit in meditation, to whatever crazy idea that may come through. Just know that it's coming through you for a reason, and you have everything that you need within you. And if you set those intentions forward, again, you have the energy of Jupiter, those resources will come forward because that energy of expansion is there. So you want to take advantage of that. Then I wanted to also mention, in regards to spiritual growth for this year, create the space to invite whatever is coming up to the surface to be held and be seen and be connected with. And it's going to take a lot of work. It takes a lot of work for all of us to kind of come into an agreement with ourselves, to see ourselves in the mirror, to do that inner work. I understand. Listen, I'm like I said on my previous video about Mars retrograde, right? We are all in the trenches here. We are all together, walking home together. So just remember that as we continue to move forward in this path into 2026, this 2025, this year of 2025, there's going to be trials and tribulations, and this is the time for you to set those intentions so that all those trials and tribulations that come forth throughout this year, you are actually just busting that out of your path with intentional action, right? Which the energy of Saturn will bring that forth, right? So we are going to need to do a little bit of additional work to continue creating the life and the planet and the human experience in the way that we desire in our hearts. Now, I wanted to also mention that I found it very interesting because I was looking at the Chinese astrology, which is happening now in January 29th. And when I was looking at the astrology for this year, I thought it was really interesting because this specific year, we have the year of the snake. And what is the energy of the snake? It represents transformation. It represents healing. It represents connecting to the divine feminine energy, which I thought was really interesting because this is what we're really needing in the world, is bringing more of that feminine energy, bringing more of that receptivity, and also allowing ourselves to go through transformation without resisting. You know, the snake goes through its transformation, it sheds its skin, and it's not resisting it, right? It's allowing itself to let go. Think about it. You know, when the snake is going through that process, it's not questioning, oh, why is this happening? It's just going through it without thinking about it twice. So try to think of yourself this year as the snake, as a specific archetype that is helping you move away from the old skin, from the old ways, from the old patterns, into the new ways, into the new patterns, right? That you're bringing forth for yourself, and also in the benefit of all. So there are a couple of things in regards to managing these energies, and also making sure that you stay centered and take advantage of the energy that is available right now. So the number one thing that you want to take advantage of is meditation. I know I sound like a broken record, but meditation is going to help you ground, is going to help you connect with your intuition, with your inner self, and help you really fine tune what is it that you're feeling. The next thing that I would recommend, if you are someone who likes to write, I would recommend that you journal after you meditate. So once you meditate, you might have certain thoughts that are coming through that are repetitive. If there are repetitive, I will write them down on a piece of paper. especially because it helps kind of transfer all of that energy into the paper and take it out of your mind. And if this is a negative thought that's happening over and over, I would write it down on a piece of paper and then light a candle and burn it in a safe container. You can do like a little ritual for yourself, and that should help. Then the next thing that I would recommend is to connect with practitioners who may help you with aligning your energies. You can go into your favorite Reiki practitioner, or even someone that can potentially support you energetically, or even a sound bath. You can do sort of like those group meditation sound baths that a lot of people do in different locations. You might be able to Google that in your area and find yourself a sound bath, setting that intention to clear the energies that way. The other way that you can do that is by listening to an Akashic clearing. Like I said, I did post a free clearing on my new channel, the Akashic Records channel. You can go in there and listen to the cosmic alignment clearing. There's other clearings there as well. There's one for the nodal shift as well, that's going to come out next week. So you can also listen to that to support you with that shift and that energy at the collective level. If you listen to that clearing and you feel great after that, that's great. If you need additional support and you would like to get like a clearing specifically for you, that taps directly into your own experience, then you can come to me, go to thebloominglotushealing.com and book a session, and I'll be happy to help you. The other thing that you can do as well is take this time to visualize, whether it is through meditation or through a visual guided meditations, or even taking the time to create a mood board for yourself. You can do this on like a free version of Canva. You can do this on your phone, of course. You can do this by going and getting some different magazines and cutting them up and putting them somewhere on your wall, and so you can look at this all the time and connect to that. And as you're connecting to that, I would recommend that you put the names of the planets, so that you can connect to the light side of the essence of those planets, right? So connecting to the essence of Venus, the love, and the essence of Mars for action, and the essence of Jupiter for expansion, and the essence of Saturn for discipline, and so on. So when you do this, you connect, you can put the planets on your mood board or your vision board, and just look at those positive aspects, right? And you can repeat this for yourself, like as a mantra for yourself. As you put this, right, you then next to it, you put all of your mood board or your vision board, almost like if you're infusing, right, that energy into it. And I feel like it's going to be really beautifully, magically transformative for you. This is just me channeling that information, so I feel like spirit is guiding this. So thank you, spirit. So I invite you to do that, and I would love to hear from you. Are you doing anything for this cosmic alignment? Have you been feeling the shifts? I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments below. And if you do the mood board, or if you have done a mood board for yourself, a vision board, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what are your intentions for the year. And so yeah, if you haven't had the chance to do this, you can do this still. Even if you watch this after the 25th, time is non-existent anyway. So you can set the intention for that energy, for that portal of January 2025, and set this intention for the rest of the year of 2025. And I hope that you enjoyed this conversation about the planetary shifts. And I really hope that that you're not feeling the energies as harsh as I have personally, and the people that I know personally that have been feeling them. And so sending so many blessings your way, so much gratitude. Thank you for being here, for being part of this channel. And I can't wait to connect with you again. And namaste.